Yo, what is up, boys and girls? My name is Smurf, and here I'm going to talk about the Steam Box and why I think it will be a massive failure overall. There's been a lot of promise with it on the internet. It was trending on Twitter and stuff. People seemed excited about it, but honestly, the people that seemed excited about it, I doubt are going to buy it. There's really no big market for this thing. I don't understand why they're making it or why they're even moving away from, being just a game distributor, and why they're trying to move into the console market, because it will not work. Okay, first off, they only have an employee, like the total employee count working at Valve is about 300 people. There is more people working at building Forza Motorsport than there is at a company that's trying to make they're trying to run software game distribution, and they're trying to make games. That's like 300 people all doing that. And I just honestly don't see them being able to make any promising first-party titles that will bring anything new to the table, because if they try to move all their exclusive games like Team Fortress and Portal and Half-Life and Left 4 Dead, if they try to move those games over to a Steam Box exclusive, I just don't see that working out. There's no way that will even sell well enough, and it will just completely bomb. So they can't even move first-party games over to the Steam Box, and it's pretty much pointless there. Also, the Linux library on Steam, not a lot of games run on Linux, except for basically games made by Valve. There's not a lot of people like to give Linux any support. So really, when this thing launches, hopefully maybe there will be some games that learn how to run on Linux and they start coding and trying to get on Linux. But I honestly don't see anybody trying to jump into the Steam Box market that fast, unless Valve pays them extra money to jump in and recode their games for Linux. I just don't see anybody trying to jump on and trying to sell games under the Steam Box. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. And another thing, this is sort of the whole Steam Box idea is sort of just marketed toward PC gamers. I mean, I don't I don't see any need for it from anybody else. I mean, everybody sort of has their console preferences, and PC gamers are honestly the only people that I would see buying this, if anybody buys it at all. And everybody who plays in their living room already has a console preference, because there's already first-party titles being developed for those consoles that people already decided they liked, Last of Us and Halo and stuff like that. Just looking at the two consoles that are out right now. And for Wii U, you got every single game on Wii U is first-party. So I just don't see any moms going out there being like, "I bought you a Steam Box, honey. Now you can play with nobody." Here you go, here's a library of shitty games and no first-party titles that you know of, because you're a kid and you're gaming in the living room still, and you're not gaming on PC. So basically you won't even know any of these titles. Honestly, Left 4 Dead and shit didn't really do that hot on consoles, and I doubt any mom's gonna buy this console for just their kid looking for a game console. I'm pretty sure that the PS3 and the Xbox are just gonna manage to completely outsell whatever the hell they're trying to do with this Steam Box. I don't get the premise here, or what they're trying to accomplish by doing this. It just doesn't even make sense to me why they're doing this at all. And the whole Steam controller thing or whatever, I can do what the Steam Box is doing already, and I can have a bigger library of games because I can just play on Windows. They're trying to sell the idea that you can play your big PC games better on here because it's running on Linux and there's nothing going on in the background. Like Windows, when you're trying to game on Windows, there's pop-ups and there's also background programs running and shit like that, and it's not that big of a deal. If you're a PC gamer and you really want to play in your living room, just bring your PC in your living room, hook up an HDMI cord into the back of your television, and plug in an Xbox controller. There's no need to go out and buy a Steam Box and all these extra controllers. I just don't see Steam being able to successfully jump into the console market. I think it's going to turn into another Ouya situation with just better hardware and maybe a larger library of actual, sort of funner to play games. But I think it's just going to turn into what the Ouya is, and it's just not going to sell. It's just not going to be able to do anything right, and I just think it's going to bomb. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. Who knows? Anyways, I just think the Steam Box is going to completely and utterly just fail. I don't see a market for it. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it becoming a thing. Yo, what is up, boys and girls? My name is Smurf, and this information might be a little bit dated. You might have heard of this already from other news sources or whatever, but it's something that I really wanted to share with you guys because I think it's kind of interesting, because I know that most of my subscribers are console gamers. Most of every subscriber to any gaming channel usually games on consoles over PC and stuff like that.